huggies and good to go. It's my absolute privilege to be chairing this session and to be sat alongside such impressive and formidable women from the West Midlands. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce them each individually before asking them some questions that we've prepared and then opening it to the floor for a Q&A. So on my far left, we have Dion Vantham. When we asked Dion to introduce herself, she said, "I'm a proud big sister, mental health activist, YCA board member and digital marketer. I've recently launched Mindful Monday, which aims to raise awareness and provide support for mental health in education and the workplace. Ultimately, I care about people, and that's the driving force behind everything I do in life." Welcome, Dion. Next, we have Claudia Carby. Claudia is 27 and holds a BA Hons in Early Childhood Studies and Professional Practice. She's also a mother to a 2-year-old son. Claudia is a family member of First Class Legacy Ltd, which is formerly known as First Class Youth Direct. First Class Legacy is an organisation that specialises in behaviour change, using innovative methods to challenge usual behaviour of organisations when trying to reach new and diverse communities. They offer bespoke training on how to effectively engage new and diverse communities. In recent years, Claudia has been contracted to deliver PR services and social media management to First Class Legacy. Claudia is passionate about working with children, young people and families, and is now the lead practitioner of Kitchen Table Talks. Kitchen Table Talks is a service that First Class Legacy provides to support informal space for peer-to-peer support and education in topics that affect communities. They engage with parents, practitioners and people of the community who want to have difficult conversations. In doing this, Claudia facilitates discussions at parent groups, speaks to and supports victims of youth violence and signposts them to different agencies and services that are willing to provide help. Welcome, Claudia. To my right, I have Rebecca Googe, and she's an able cadet for Telford Sea Cadets. When asked to describe herself, she said, "My name's Rebecca and I joined the Sea Cadets in October 2017. I've loved every minute of my time spent with them. When I joined and throughout my time as a cadet, I've struggled with my mental health and low self-esteem. Cadets has helped me with my confidence and has enabled me to speak up regarding my mental health issues. I've overcome so many challenges whilst with cadets, and I've done things that I never thought I would. The support that Sea Cadets gives is amazing. Staff at the unit are always there for me, even if it's just for some advice. My fellow cadets are also very understanding and have helped me through difficult times. My life has improved so much since joining, and I do not know where I would be without it." Thank you, Rebecca, and welcome. Next to Rebecca is Salma. And Salma is an aspiring presenter who loves all things creative, as you can tell. She has completed 3 programmes with the Prince's Trust, which have helped her to build on her personal and social development, as well as finding her passion in presenting. Salma is working on achieving her career goals and is the Prince's Trust's very own volunteer in-house presenter. Welcome, Salma. Thanks. And finally, we have Laura Thursfield. Laura is an FCA authorised independent financial advisor at Mazars LLP. Laura is responsible for leading the Birmingham financial planning team and for a wide range of Midlands-based clients. She has experience advising a wide range of private clients, from senior partners, directors and business owners, through to independently wealthy individuals, which I'm sure we'd all like to be. In recognition of this, Laura was named Rising Star in the Women in Financial Advice Awards 2018. As Birmingham Women Professional of the Year 2018, Laura acted as a National Ambassador for Birmingham and is committed to improving the financial literacy of the city, in particular working alongside schools to develop key skills and self-development opportunities. Alongside studying for her Executive MBA at Aston Business School, Laura is a trustee of the Core Education Trust and a member of the BPS Engage Committee, all contributing towards the goal of creating a supportive environment in which all who live and work in the region can thrive. Welcome, Laura, and welcome to our panel. So the first question that I have for the panel today is what do you see as the biggest challenges and the greatest opportunities for our region? And I'm going to start with Salma.
Hi guys, I hope you had a nice lunch and I just want to say thanks for having me. Okay, so the biggest challenge I would say is just diversity. As was mentioned, I want to be a presenter and I don't see many people like myself as presenters. So I want to break those barriers and help other women in my position to break the glass ceiling, break the glass floor and say for them to follow my footsteps. And I think the greatest opportunity has to be the Prince's Trust. As was mentioned, I've done 3 programs with the Prince's Trust and they've all helped me in ways I just didn't think it was possible. So the first program I did was Fair Bridge. That helped me be more confident, get out of my comfort zone. The second one was Get Started into Urban Culture. And it was from that program I've decided presenting is the route I'm going to take. And the third program I did was Get Started into Film because I like all things creative. So one of the greatest opportunities I would have to say is the Prince's Trust because they're pretty much amazing.
Thank you, Salma.
I think one of the greatest opportunities on the horizon is the Commonwealth Games. It has the potential to transform the region within itself, but also has presents the opportunity to change other people's perception of the region, and we really have the power and the opportunity to take that message forward. But I do think it's really important that we build a lasting legacy from it. It shouldn't just be those few weeks over that summer where we throw a party for the world essentially, but it gives us a chance to create a lasting legacy for as many communities as possible, not just being wild by a fancy new street station, but actually the fact that the athletes' village will become affordable housing. That is a real opportunity for the whole region. I think one of the biggest challenges actually is that we've got to retain our sense of self. I think a lot of the purpose in the region at the moment has come from years of being the underdog, of being places that people just pass through on the way to Manchester or to London, and there's a terrible impression of our accents when you tell where you're from. And there's a humour and a collectiveness that comes from that, that comes from being the underdog. And I think the challenge as we step forward and step up to what we could achieve is that we retain that and make sure that, again, it's for the collective region, not just certain pockets of the region.
Fantastic. Dion?
I'd say that the biggest opportunity that I see is the spirit of the generation that will become future leaders. I'm 23 and I know that all my peers have got this entrepreneurial spirit that they drive forward in not just things that bring in money such as business, but we've seen it with the global climate change emergency that everyone's predominantly led by young people that they're leading, and I think that spirit is a really positive thing to see that we are the future leaders are these people that care. I think the challenge is that in order for young people, as an example, to have their voices heard, we need people in power to take our words and action them, which I think is a big threat because people in power, a majority of them, it isn't a diverse, it isn't a fully representative place up there with people in power, so I think that's the challenge, but the opportunities are far greater, and I think it's something that would be really good for the region.
Yeah, just to echo what Dion said really, there's kind of like low aspirations for young people. There's opportunities out there that need to reach the young people. There's loads of resources, but for young people that we work with, it's not visible to them. They didn't know that it existed. So actually like having resources, having services, having job opportunities, having, things that are for young people to actually let them see that, you can apply, this is for you. There's, like Dion said as well, there's no kind of real relatable role models in power. So if we can have a diverse range of people in power so that they can see and they can look to them. Opportunities, so like the Commonwealth Games, it's going to bring massive growth to the city. and including people in consultations, actually talking to them, listening to them, asking them how they can get involved rather than it kind of happening to them. So including them in everything.
I think some of the greatest opportunities you can get are the youth organisations. Like, there's so much you can do in them. Like, I've done so much with cadets since I joined, going on Horse Guards Parade, all that. I've done that since I joined cadets, and there's so many opportunities that you can see the world. But some of the biggest challenges are, like you said, the diversity. There is still the stigma, and it gets to people.
Fantastic, thank you. The second question that we had was around a lack of aspiration in young people and a marginalisation of our community, sort of following on from the point you raised, Rebecca. It's often discussed as being one of the biggest challenges for this region. So, what are your views on this? I'm going to start with Claudia this time.
Okay. Yes, I believe there is a lack of aspiration. But again, I'll go back to there being a lack of visible role models for people to look up to. And the fact that there is a lack of visibility of opportunities for young people. So, use our company, for example. We've been working with the West Midlands Combined Authority and we've worked with Prince's Trust because they do have like a great range of things that young people can use. So we work on behalf of them so we can reach the young people. So I think it's just how can we include young people because they are the next generation. And I've got a statistic that by 2022 Birmingham, the current minority will be the majority, and Birmingham is the youngest majority in Europe, where under 25s will take 40% of the population. So if we just invest in them, include them in everything, then.
So it's really important as far as representation and accountability goes that some young people are.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, brilliant. I'm going to go to Rebecca next.
Like, the aspiration is so much that people think we can't do, but then we can prove it to people that we can do it. Like, there's so much, like I said before, Horse Guards Parade. You wouldn't think a 15-year-old would march on Horse Guards Parade, but they have. There's so much that we can actually do that people don't think, and there's so much behind the scenes that we do.
I think that's a fantastic point from Rebecca, and especially considering that young people are often talked about as, oh, they've all this potential, they've got all this, what will they go on to do? And I think what we can take away from our panellists already from what you've heard so far is this is things that they're doing now, that we're all doing now, sort of in our own merits, you know, very few years in age, but lots of experience. I'm going to go over to Salma next on the question of marginalisation of communities, aspiration.
Well, to be honest, I believe that all young people can do anything they set their minds to, honestly. And that's just recently, I've just come across that because I just didn't have the belief and the confidence of me doing what I wanted to do. Like, I don't think I'll be sitting here in front of all of you guys and talking like the way I am now, and aspiring to be a presenter now. So I think young people can do anything that they set their mind to, but I think, as was already mentioned, it's just the guidance and the support of what is out there, especially mentorship in the areas people want to get into. I don't think that that's something that we need to work on.
It's why I deal with this issue all the time through my work with Claude and to help me trust. And I see everything that's asked of schools, and I see the thousands of head teachers and teachers and support staff across the region that give everything every day. They can't do it all, and I don't think we should expect them to either. I feel really strongly that the professional services community that I work in has a real responsibility to actively engage with the city. It's not really enough to simply exist in the professional services bubble. You've got to give back to the community that you operate in a really meaningful way. A lot of the conversations that I hear in the professional services circle is about changing the skill set that you need to be a professional in 10, 20 years' time. And I get quite frustrated that the conversations are always about training the current staff to deal with these changes. What we're missing is that those people are already in our schools and our colleges, but they have those skills already, and they have the creativity, they have the confidence, they have the digital skills to take it forward. But there are real barriers in their way, and I don't think we can pretend that they're not there. So I think the professional services sector has a real part to play in widening access to professions, creating genuinely inclusive workplaces and working practices, and just playing a better role in the communities that they're operating in.
Fantastic. And Dion?
I think on the subject of aspiration, people, well, a majority of the older generation just deem young people not to aspire to do anything, and that's the argument that I faced a lot in my life. But the problem isn't that we've never aspired to do anything, it's just that aspiration has been pulled out by, again, the lack of opportunities and the lack of representation. And even on my journey to where I am now, I was sort of pushed out of the West Midlands when I wanted to go to uni, pressured to chase after a creative job that was only available in London, and then I dropped out of uni and then came back to the Midlands and thought, oh, I failed then because I've not achieved where people were directing my aspiration to go. And I think I'm only here now because I didn't settle for that, and there are so many people that fall through the cracks because they're not being made aware of the aspiration that's in the region and the opportunities that are available for young people.
I think as well, with having a lot of universities, a lot of Russell Group universities in our region, we often talk about sort of graduate flight, that how many graduates actually come to our universities and stay in our region, and really, holding on to our homegrown talent is something that we should definitely be encouraging and considering when we're talking about development within the region. The next question we're going to move on to is one of the biggest issues affecting young people across the region. Often when we hear about young people being reported in the news, it's quite negative, I think we could probably all agree, and it's often the term youth violence and gang violence and knife crime is thrown about an awful lot when considering sort of the 18 to 30s or maybe even younger than that. So the next question I have for the panel is, what do you feel the region is doing well to tackle the issue of knife crime, and how do you think we could improve? I'm going to start with
so the question was quite leading because I just don't feel that it's doing enough. I don't feel like the region is doing well enough. Knife crimes increased. The number of kids going missing has increased. Going into county lines has increased. Going to like that kind of gang activity, that's increased. There's reduced basically to zilch youth provision. There's an increase in like section 60 where they stop and search. There's broken relationships with the police that I don't think they're mending well enough. There's high levels of austerity, maternal absence, not because their women are like going into prison or anything, but they're taking up more jobs to support the family, so they're not around as much. But the work that we do, especially through kitchen table talks, is offering the solution to being support to parents, because obviously there's a focus that it's on the youth, but the youth are coming from somewhere, they're coming from families and parents, and I think that the real value of the kitchen table talks is that we've got a support network of parents supporting each other. We're raising awareness of different issues that's affecting not just their children's lives, but their lives. Social media is just one of those things. I don't feel like it's majorly regulated, but with kitchen table talks, we are able to raise awareness of these issues that can help them and just listening and talking to parents so that they can better support their young people. So I feel like we need to do more of that to, you know, just get that issue.
What I think we could do to improve is we've already listed a lot of things that I think people who are talking about knife crime and its connection with young people, they're not aware of. So young people are all aware and concerned about this, and the label that it's putting on to us as a group of people. And it goes back to the marginalisation of communities. People can't continue speaking on behalf of a group of people they don't understand. You don't understand the issues that are leading to these things. You can't make presumptions. So we need to highlight those direct voices, and people need to be going into these communities and understanding what's causing this and preventing it from getting to that point, whether it's an increase in youth clubs where young people feel comfortable and safe in going to, rather than just pop up that an adult thought was necessary and it's got an Xbox, so it makes sense. They need to really understand what young people want and try to prevent it, rather than talking about it after it's happened and just putting this label on young people that they're not happy with. And Laura?
I completely agree with everything Tori and Dion have said. Like, it's a real and serious issue facing the vast majority of young people in the region. I think what I have been encouraged to start to see is charities and organisations that actually acknowledge the real proven realities of what knife crime and violence can bring. There's one charity that I'm a big fan of, Street Doctors, which help, again, those day-to-day realities where they educate individuals on what to do if they come across someone that has been injured, or what to do if they're with their friends and they are stabbed. I mean, that's never something you want to have to teach someone, but actually it's a reality for most kids and most young people in the city. So it gives them the knowledge to make informed decisions. And again, I'm encouraged that there are organisations that are starting to give safe spaces for anyone that feels vulnerable, either to being a victim of knife crime or to being a perpetrator of knife crime, that they can go and talk and try and access some of the support. But it is an exceptionally complex and sensitive issue, and I know that interventions like that will not tackle the problem.
First of all, why? Like, why is there knife crime? Secondly, what? What can we do? I don't believe this region is doing a lot to tackle knife crime. What I believe we should be doing collectively is teaching everyone about knife crime, because I feel like it is being taught, but it's just, okay, knife crime, don't do it, this, that and the other. But in depth about the causes of knife crime to young people, to parents, to adults, to schools, to colleges, to businesses, because it's easy for a young person just to walk in a shop and get a knife, and I've seen it and I've read articles about it, and it shouldn't be easy as that. Parents should be getting on board in regards to this and what they can do at home to have these conversations with their youngsters. So this needs to change.
I completely agree with everything that's been said, and with my sister being a police cadet, I hear all the stories. They do it like a challenge every month, going into a shop and trying to buy a knife, and there's so many shops that sell them to children, and it's not, it shouldn't be. And like you said, there is stuff going in schools about it, but it's not enough. You're still hearing about it. I had a conversation with my mum, a 14-year-old who's been charged with attempted murder because they stabbed a person, and then if you look at the pathway I'm on, and the path they're on, it's two completely different pathways. It shouldn't be happening.
I think the real value in posing this question to a panel from across so many different groups and organisations is it really highlights the importance of sort of a community approach towards tackling issues like this. This is an issue that's decimated communities over a little over a decade at least. And it's one that's going to take a lot of different people, so I think the partnership approach that's been tried in some areas of the West Midlands is definitely there's definitely value in that, but certainly there seems room to do some more. The next question we have is another huge issue for our age group, and that's around how can we play a part in addressing the issues around mental health in the region. And I'm going to pass this to Rebecca.
There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of stigma around mental health. Like, there's so many people that say, oh yeah, you can't have that because you're too young, you can't be this, you're too young. But that's not the case. Any person can be diagnosed with depression, anxiety, any mental health issue. It's just such a massive part of people's lives. I had to drop out of school because I couldn't go in because of mental health. I can't deal with massive amounts of people. But the way that youth organisations have helped that is it's made me realise it's okay to be like that, it's not my fault, and there is a lot that you can do. Like, if there's nothing that you can do to be kind to someone, because otherwise you can just hurt them.
Talk. Just ask the person next to you, your friends, your family, how they're doing. Just reach out, as you just don't know what a person is going through. Just right now, the person right next to you could be suffering from mental health. But it's still a stigma. No one's really talking about it. So I would just say just talk. Talk and reach out. Let's break the stigma about mental health because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to use quite a cliche phrase, but it's about actions rather than just words. Like, in, again, the professional services community, it's a big buzzword. It's a message coming from the top that, really care about employees' mental health. But actually, what are we doing on a day-to-day basis? We might have mental health first aiders in your office, but how many times do you actually say to someone, I'm going to answer your question in 10 minutes and I've had some fresh air because I'll be in a much better headspace than I do? The power in actually just explaining that to someone normalises it, and it can be a really powerful thing for someone to hear. And it was brought home to me quite recently actually. I was on the phone to the husband of a very poorly member of my team, and I was explaining to him that we had an employee assistance programme, there was lots of support available to him and the family while she was quite unwell, and there was a number that I was going to send over to him that would allow him to access all this support. It took me 45 minutes and he called to HR to find that number. For him it was fine, he was really grateful, but to someone in a crisis, that might be 45 minutes too long. So there are things that employers are starting to do, but it's all about the implementation and actually making it real and valuing a support network. Because creating a safe space in work might actually give someone the safe space to deal with some of the things that they're dealing with outside of work.
Yeah, just repeat talking about mental health, and just because you're not experiencing it or you're not affected by it doesn't mean it's not your responsibility to open that conversation. And something that I can't repeat is that mental health doesn't start at the diagnosis. There are so many people suffering in silence, as people say, or don't want to go through the doctors and because they might not see it as extreme as someone who is in a crisis, but it's still present. The same way we talk about physical health and having 5 a day because it would have long-lasting impact on your physical health. We just need to normalise the way we talk about it from school and in the workplace as well. And I think a key thing is what we're trying to do with my monthly event is educating managers, because I think it does have to start from the top. I spoke to someone who's a manager in their company, and just from them opening up about their experience, they've had staff approach them and feel comfortable in that environment. So we've just got to talk and continue opening the conversation, no matter how uncomfortable it may feel, because these conversations are quite literally life-saving and they're really important to have.
Yeah, and I just want to echo what everybody else is saying. I think normalising it. I know that in my company, First Class Legacy, I've got like a great team. We always check in with one another, even if it's like a phone conversation or we do monthly meetings, and we literally check in, just taking that time to see how everybody is, because life gets overwhelming. Like, we're dealing with a lot of things, sometimes behind closed doors, but it's only when you ask people actually how are you, like encouraging parents to ask their children how are you, how was your day, that kind of thing, just literally normalising and checking in and just seeing where everybody's at.
Thank you. And thank you to the panel for their honesty when giving anecdotal evidence of mental well-being as well. I think it's a real tribute to our generation that we're able to speak so openly about it. The final pre-planned question that I want to ask the panel is going to be somewhat of a quick fire round. I'm going to start with Dion, and just giving us a quick 1, 2, 3. What are the 3 changes you would like to see in our region over the next 10 years?
I'll sum it up into one, and I think the big one for me is seeing a diverse and fully representative leadership across all industries. People who everyone from all walks of life and backgrounds can aspire to be. I think that's important, and that's what ultimately the success of well-being, economy, the political landscape, it all comes down to is that we are a fully representative country and world. So that would be my top one.
Knowing that young people are the future, I'd say create more safe places for young people to support their well-being, make resources, opportunities visible for them, and have more a diverse range of people at the top.
Perfect.
My big one is normalising mental health. There is too much stigma with it. There's so many people that don't understand it, and even if you don't understand it, just being kind to someone, asking if they're okay, can help them.
So I have a couple ones already been said, which is diversity in all ranges and all sectors of industries and in the top jobs. Second one would be periods. As a woman, why is periods such a hush-hush subject? Do you know what I mean? So someone has to start talking about it. And the third one I would say, I think I just have to. Yeah, I have to. Yes.
Mine, one of them really covered, which is much better engagement from the professional services sector, the communities that they operate in. The second one would be a significant improvement in the financial literacy and the financial education of the region. And then the third one's much more light-hearted, but I'd love to see us be a permanent fixture in the community.
It's a really good place to one in the end.
One can hope.
So just before we open up to a Q&A, I'd just like to say one of the things that came across from a lot of our panel members on a range of questions was about representation and how often bodies that are meant to represent us talk for us before they've spoken to us. It's really important for us to get our point across that we are heard, that we are listened to, and just like today, that we are given a seat at the table. That sometimes people recognise that direct representation of the people that you're making policies for is more important than someone speaking on behalf of that group. So we just want to thank the organisers as well for how they've given up this space this afternoon for us to lead our own session. And we're now going to open for a Q&A until Rebecca tells me to stop. And I'd like each person just passing on something that I've learned from a previous leadership course. Women need to be really comfortable taking up space. So if you have a question or a contribution, if you stand up, say your name and say in what capacity you're here. So I'd say, I'm Becky, I'm a City Councillor from Coventry, and then I'd start my contribution. So, fire the questions.
My name's Denise. I'm from a company called Murray Myers Recruitment. So I deal with recruitment, and it was good to hear from. First of all, can I just say you're all amazing?
Thank you.
You're all amazing. As I say, my background is in recruitment, so I've recruited for many years and recruited engineers. What's happened now is that people are saying they find it difficult to reach people from minority backgrounds for employment, large organisations. And I'm thinking, well, I work
I'm here.
I work for a very small organisation, and we place diverse candidates at all levels. So why are you finding it so difficult? So we set up another business called Evenfields that is hoping to go out into schools, and we are placing vacancies from these organisations to reach. And the point that Claudia made, which is very true, these organisations are saying, yes, we are doing this, but the people who need to see it who they say they can't reach aren't seeing this. So I'd like you guys, if you could sort of say to me or tell us today, what do these people need specifically, these organisations need to do to reach young people like yourselves or young people who are in schools who don't even know that, you know, some of these professional services organisations, they don't know you exist, they don't know your name to search you on the internet to look for your jobs under your website. So how can they do that?
So I would personally say they should have one platform. Someone create one platform. You've done it! See, this is what I'm saying. And it needs to be, so create one platform that has everything on that us young people need, whether it's like work experience, vacancies, just everything in one place. And then that needs to be shared by everyone. So we're all on the same page, everyone's promoting everything on the same page, and we all know.
Yeah, I'd say you actually need to talk to the young people and adapt with the times. Like, times are changing. We're in a different terrain now for young people. They're going on different social medias that an older demographic would go for. So reach them on that platform. And I'd literally say work with community organisations that are actually talking to young people. Don't try and do it yourself if you don't know how to do it. Talk to organisations that are actually reaching young people to see how, you know, they appeal to people and just talk to them.
I think as well we should challenge what the organisations are actually saying to young people as well. Quite often, and I'll take the accountancy profession, if we go and talk to a group of 14-year-olds about what accountancy is, they are not going to care, really. We can give them the buzzwords about what we do, but the intricacies of it, that's not what's going to grab their attention or even make it relatable. What we need to go and talk to them about is the range of people that work in your organisation, the range of skills that they have, the range of jobs that they've had before, so that they can start to see the types of people that work in your organisation that they can then identify with and then look at the career. But I completely agree with what Claudia said. Don't do it yourself if you're not very good at it. You know, talk to the people that are then talking to those young people that you want to come work in your organisations.
Hi, my name is Monique. I'm a publicity creative, and I've made a film about having a disability and wanted to join the army. But as a profession, I work with the NHS. Now, I know that in my tradition, in my culture, just like you, Salma, people, especially family, they don't understand and think that because we're in this tradition, we can't work. And I think I've done everything off my own back. And I'm waiting now for different qualifications and to carry on my education. But I think it was Claudia, is that your name? I know that you said you do kitchen table talks, but you help parents. I'm gonna challenge that now and say, if your parents don't support you, I'm here helping other people, but behind closed doors. I'm suffering because I can't talk to anyone about it. And what would your view be on if somebody was sexually abused but had told the doctor he was consented, but really it wasn't?
I mean, I'm really sorry that you've gone through that, and thank you for your question. I'd say in kitchen table talks, a lot of the parents have said the same thing as you. They can't talk to their families, they can't talk to their friends because they're going through something that's hard for them. They don't want to burden them with it. but coming together as like different parents coming together, there's a strength in there, and if they say the same experiences, it's like, oh, I'm not so isolated, so I just encourage you to carry on saying, like, speaking your truth, sharing your story, because there are going to be some people out there that are encouraged by you, so I just encourage you.
I think as well, just on that, the closeness to any kind of service when there is a young person or a family where any kind of domestic abuse or anything is happening, closeness to any kind of service is usually of benefit. So even if that's the wrong kind of service, if there is a connection being made from a local organisation like Columbia runs, or if they are linked in with the council or a youth organisation, the chances of a disclosure being made and that person then being referred to the correct services increases exponentially. So I would say definitely reach out to different organisations. We'd be very interested also to see a video.
Yeah, and I take my hats off to you. Just continue going. Like, just don't stop. Just continue going.
Do you have any more questions? Oh, we've got one more. Come over here.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Karen Sankey from the Backcountry Living Museum. Thank you to all of you for your time today. Really impressive, and I think our future's in some hands. Just a really quick one, which is, who inspires you and why?
Okay, should we go across? We start with Laura?
Oh no. Yeah, I haven't had time to think. Who inspires me? Do you know what? It was my grandma. She moved to Birmingham when she was really little. She grew up in Aston. Saw the city and the region go through the war. Did incredible things. She worked in the Spitfire factory. Where her husband, well, to be husband after the war, was away. She never sent him back. But that's her story. But when I was growing up, she never ever acknowledged that that was anything out of the ordinary, or that was extraordinary at all. And whenever I take news to her, she just always asked me, "But are you happy, Laura?" And if the answer was yes, and that's what it was that I told her, then she was happy. And I always try and take that with me, that everyone has a different story, and your story will be important to you. But as long as you're happy and you're trying to make other people happy, then that's the most important thing.
Okay, so someone who inspires me is Ellen DeGeneres, American TV talk show. Who knows of her? No one? Yes? Yes. So she inspires me. It's very weird of seeing people who know her, because I haven't come across people who know her. But yay, that's good. But yeah, she inspires me. I just look up to her. I just love her energy, her morals, her values. She scares people. She's funny. I just love her whole character. Yeah.
Rebecca?
Yeah, I agree with what Laura. Mine is my nan, because my nan did so much for my family, and she still does. She's struggling herself, but she's still doing so well. She overcomes so much, and she just inspires me to keep going every day.
Oh my goodness, I've got quite a few inspirations. My nan, my mum, Sabrina Dennis, who is the CEO of First Class Legacy, and my son. They inspire me. They encourage me to be the best woman I can be, because my mum and my nan, they left a great legacy. So I just want to inspire my son, because he's the next generation.
I always know the answer to this, and it's my little brothers and my little sister. I'm the oldest, and honestly, being a big sister is the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And as a family, we've been through quite a lot, me and my siblings, and yeah, they're just the biggest inspiration, and everything that I've got now is down to them apparently saying I inspired them, and whenever I'm in doubt or need a bit of reassurance, I look to them to give it to me, so everything I've got now is down to those three.
Thank you. I'm sure everybody's got quite a few women to inspire them going forward. So thank you very much for coming to the panel, and thank you to our panellists for being here.
We got this.